Hello everybody, hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today we're going to be looking at this weekly forecast, which is going to be going from the 15th of March all the way until the 22nd, which would be next Sunday. We do these every Sunday for the most part, and it gives you an update on how your temperatures are going to shape up for this week and how dry or wet you are going to be for this week. And it's really going to give you a good overview of what to expect this week. Now, we're going to be going over your temperature anomalies and your precipitation anomalies, as well as your special events segment at the end of the video, so make sure you are staying tuned all the way until the end. Now, I do apologize for not uploading the past 2 days because there really wasn't too much going on that I haven't already covered. I pretty much covered all the topics. I hope to go back to at least close to daily uploading because this upcoming week we do look to finally have quite a bit to talk about in terms of weather. We do look to have about two systems that are going to ride through, and one of them is actually going to be pretty big in terms of snowfall and rainfall, and we'll be talking more about that at the end of the video in your special events segment. Now, we'll start off here with your temperature anomaly forecast. We have some above average conditions. This is going to be on an average for the next week or so. So we are going to be seeing at least slightly above average conditions in this yellow, and this covers much of the eastern United States and then even getting there through the central United States. Now, we do have an above average area, a moderately above average area, and this is going to be rolling through the deep south and the Gulf states, through the southeast, up the mid-Atlantic, and then through areas into the southern New England area, where you could be expecting some moderately above average conditions. Nothing that's going to be crazy warm, but definitely it'll be above what you're used to at this point. It shouldn't be too noticeable since you have been so above average the past couple of weeks. Especially last week was a very, very warm week for many of you guys throughout much of the country. It's been a very warm week, and it looks to continue, especially there for the coastal regions of the eastern United States. Now, here's your well above average condition region, and this is going to be for anywhere in the red, and it's going to be for areas in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and into the Panhandle of Florida. You're going to have this big heat wave that looks to move through around the later to mid portion of next week, and that's really going to help boost these temperature anomalies, and you're going to be consistently about 4 to 6 degrees above average the entire week, and actually a couple days this week you could be 10 to 15, 20 degrees above average in some localized locations. Now, we do have an above average or below average area in terms of temperature anomalies, and this is going to be areas from the Four Corners through the southwest and into areas in the northwest, excluding areas there into Washington state, and then through Montana, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and a little bit there of the UP and Michigan. You are going to be seeing some slightly below average conditions. And now, if you are just in this light blue, don't be expecting anything that's going to be too noticeable. But as you get into this darker blue, this medium shade of blue, this is where it's going to be more noticeable. This is your moderately below average region. This is going to be from Montana through the Dakotas and into areas into Minnesota, as well there for California, Nevada, Utah, and into Arizona. I am expecting some moderately below average conditions in terms of your temperatures. Now, let's get on to your precipitation anomaly outlook for the next week. And again, this is going from the 15th of March through the 22nd, and we are going to be going over your precipitation anomaly forecast. Now, we have two areas for below average. We have one there for the deep south and the southeast, including Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, through the Carolinas and into Virginia. And then we also have another area there through Montana, Idaho, and into Washington and Oregon, where I am expecting, again, slightly below average conditions. Not going to be too noticeable here, and this is actually your only shade of below average. I think it could be a little bit more noticeable up there for the Pacific Northwest, but even there, it's not going to be too noticeable. That's going to be below average. Now, here is your above average region, and this is for a much more expansive area, and this is going to be heading all the way from the northeast through the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, through the Great Lakes, and into areas into the Central Plains, through the deep south and the southwest, and then into all the way through into the Pacific coast, where I am expecting some slightly above average conditions in terms of your precipitation. Now, this is going to be mainly because you are going to have that big system that's actually going to roll through this area. You're going to have this low pressure currently developing out here over California, Nevada, Arizona. It's going to be moving to the east, developing a very, very wound up low pressure system over, according to what the models are indicating right now. And again, this is going to fluctuate, a low pressure that's going to set up over Nebraska and Kansas, and that's going to move continuously to the east and northeast, and it's going to bring some very heavy snowfall on this northwestern side. And this is actually one of the events that I did forecast for in my March forecast. I said we could have a couple of events just like this, and because this is usually what you see. You usually see these systems move from north to south pretty much, and this is going to be a little bit of a different one. It's not going to move directly from north to south like many of these do, kind of like this. They're instead going to move a little bit further from the west and then kind of drag north and east, but nonetheless, you are going to have a lot of moisture. Your Gulf of Mexico and your Pacific is open for business, and it could produce quite a bit of moisture, and that's why you're going to see some really heavy snowfall actually on this northwestern side. And we're going to be talking more about that and a potential clipper system, which is going to be moving through the northern tier of the United States in your special event segment of the video coming up in just a couple of minutes. Now, here's your moderately above average region. This is going to be for California, and then again there through Texas and Oklahoma. You could have a little bit of severe weather there, and I'll definitely be covering that on the channel if it does actually play out. Now, here is your quick clipper system, and it's going to be moving through the 17th and through the 19th. Now, not everywhere in here is going to be seeing some snowfall, mainly there for Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and then through the northern most part of upstate New York, through northern Michigan, northern Wisconsin, and through the UP of Michigan, and then maybe extending there through a little bit of Minnesota and North Dakota. Could be seeing some snowfall. The southern side of that region is going to be seeing more on the side of rainfall, but definitely, it's going to be a wet, chilly rain for many of you who are in that rain. Now, this is going to be going from the 17th through the 19th again, so this would actually be going through Tuesday all the way through Thursday of this upcoming week. Now, let's start talking about that really big system that I was mentioning. Now, this is your big storm system. And really, I put this in pink because really we don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of a toss-up here. Now, this has moved to the north, and it was to the much more to the north than it is now in the models just a couple days ago, and it was indicating a low pressure in South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and now it's been shifted further to the south, meaning your snowfall is now going to be further to the south. Now, again, let me give you a little bit of recap from where this system is coming from. You're having this energy that's out in the Pacific right now that's bringing quite a bit of snowfall and rainfall to California, Arizona, and Nevada. That's going to be transferring to an area of low pressure through Kansas and into areas into Nebraska. Now, you're also going to have this Gulf of Mexico moisture being pumped to the north, so you might actually get a little bit of severe weather to set up over areas into the deep south come sometime between the 15th and the 21st. The 15th being today, and the 21st would be next weekend, I believe. Yeah, next Saturday, this would be for the 21st. So this is going to be a quite long-lasting system. You're going to have mainly snowfall from about Colorado, Wyoming, through the western part of Nebraska and through much of South Dakota and North Dakota, maybe skimming there southern Minnesota, but mainly for the northern and central portion of the state, and then kind of hooking like this, because usually what you see is you get this northwestern side to actually be very, very snowy, and usually on your northwestern side you actually end up getting your snowfall, and again on your southwestern side or your southeastern side you usually end up getting your rain and your severe weather, and you're going to have quite a bit of rainfall out of this. Potentially up to 2 or 3 inches of rainfall could be expected from the system, and we're going to be tracking this out on the channel. I'll most likely put out a snowfall and rainfall forecast on this, and most likely I'll actually put out a severe weather forecast if we do actually get some severe weather to occur with this event. Now, that is going to wrap up the video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video when I do upload. Anyways, guys, that was Eli the Other Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.